Self, Ohana, Cosmos, Universe. This is Soul Dr. Nick, Magic Mirror Work. I just took a typhoon shower. I stood outside in this beautiful rooftop balcony, completely naked, and just letting the wind and the rain come down. And even though we're in Hong Kong and it's pretty warm outside, it's 20-some degrees, it felt cold with the wind. And I was going to actually do a little video up there. I was like, yeah, the equipment is not waterproof. I really don't need to destroy it all just to show that I'm there. And I'll probably go out there again. It's the best shower I've had in a while, washing away energy. So thank you, Cosmos. And today is, I think, September 8th, 2025. We've only been here since the 3rd because we flew out on the 2nd and lost a day, so to speak, in the time zone differences. And it's already been ridiculously magical and challenging and city. So right now I'm on Llama Island at my dear sister Icy's place. So grateful to be here. Didn't even realize this existed. And we spent the first 3 days in the city with my beloved's family, and we had such magical dinners, connections with the family, playtime, reunions. My beloved got to be reunited with her family here, which means so much, coming back to the ancestral lands, and such a reminder for me how important this work is. And now we're actually already basking in the afterglow, because the first 3 days there was such intensity of conversations, and even in the intensity there's so much rest and relaxation. We were waking up with the sunshine. I especially was waking up with the sunshine, that reset my circadian rhythm, and it wasn't jet lag like it normally is. And my melanin sheaths, I can tell this time, are much more degraded than before, with the flying, with the being in the city, with all the non-native EMF. There's some of the stories up here. Even though I will say at my last personal self-development ceremony, I realized, oh my God, I've got this energetic bubble around myself and my family, we're safe. I think it's both and. And this morning I was just listening to whether this is a holographic universe or not, the simulation, all of these things. I look at it now not as, is this true or not true? What does this inform? Okay, possibilities are endless. Okay, how do I rewrite the rules of the game that I'm willing to play? How do I notice that anything that I really want to be possible is possible? And how do I be with what feels impossible right now? Sometimes I'm seeing people go through depression, and first having judgment, then having empathy, then having compassion, then having pity, and then just realizing it is. What does this stir up in me? Because I've been in periods of deep, what we would call Western depression for weeks. And then watching people shut down, avoid, also watching parents play again, and recognizing how important it is when I'm with my family and the children, especially when they're feeling like childlike energy and wanting to play. How do I allow myself to play again, to be a big kid, to remember, what is this life for? Why so serious? Why so serious? Over and over again, I am so serious. And then in the non-seriousness, what's possible? I mean, the whole idea of Bitcoin, the whole idea of things being beyond what I can imagine, the whole idea of letting go of control, the whole idea of not having to work just to make it by, not having to struggle or suffer just to show someone I'm struggling and suffering, and therefore worthy of earning or making money, or all these stories. There's so many stories that happen over and over again. And there's no one to rescue. That's a big theme too. It's the revealing of self to self. And when I'm ready to reveal myself to myself, wonderful. And when I'm not ready to, that's okay too. I don't need to be in a rush to be ready to reveal myself to myself. I don't need to rush others to reveal themselves to themselves. And then it's funny just always finding a way, a space to actually do the enemas. It's kind of crazy sometimes when I think all the places I've done these things in, and clearing out the gut, clearing out the mucus, clearing out the linings. And sometimes it's a sort of, why am I even doing this? Especially if it's just a holographic universe. And for me, the reminder is, if I didn't actually enjoy the process, it isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. There's an unlimited number of potential therapies. And sometimes we do things not realizing why we keep doing them. And then when it changes, it's like, oh, it just changed. And right now I'm practicing much more of the 100 breaths that I do, up to 1,000 breaths, and playing with the breath work, and playing with the stretching, and watching the yoga that my cousin's doing, my sister's doing, and going, how do I incorporate more of this into my life without making it a thing that I have to do, that I'm forced to do, that I'm feel like I am better than or worse than. So today it's going to be typhoon magic. I'm going to get out in the rain when I can. I'm going to come back in, I'm going to chill. I'm going to play with my energies up and down because I'm feeling them going up and down. And instead of trying to predict, trying to harness, trying to reserve, just going with the flow. There's enough adults here that children are going to be fine. So in the presence of that, how do I actually get some work done? And this is some of my work, recording these videos, putting them out there, and planting seeds, not just for myself, but for others. I recognize that what I'm doing right now is imperfect. It's not supposed to be. And in this imperfection, there's more of a reality to it. And in this age of artificial intelligence, and the terminology even is funny, right? Artificial general intelligence, super intelligence, all this stuff. The world is changing more rapidly than I can imagine, and more slowly than I predict in some ways. Like, it's the same as when I first saw Amazon. I was like, this is just gonna take over. Why do even malls exist? And now I'm returning to malls exist as congregation places as well. When we looked at it purely as a transactional nature, you're right, it doesn't make sense. When you're looking at it purely as a dollar cost, lowest price, it doesn't make sense. But sometimes the stories that come out of these moments matter. And it's the stories that matter. I don't have the same story saying I clicked a button and I got something. Initially it was like, wow, it was so convenient. And now it's like, okay, I want that experience sometimes. And sometimes I want the experience of when I had to look for this luggage in this giant mall in Hong Kong and meet people and have the service and get guided to and all that. Is like, this is pretty cool too. And there's a hands-on experience. And there's people that are directly impacted. Same thing with the shoes. I've got some Bruce Lee yellow shoes now. I'm really grateful for them. It's been such a fun experience when I can actually look at both the retail therapy, both the island therapy, both the family therapy, both the silence therapy, both the presence therapy, both the food therapy. Last night we had a home-cooked meal, and it's such a reminder on a trip. How do we intersperse the home-cooked meals to reset the body? Because there was almost such an indulgence. I got my mantis shrimp. I ate mantis shrimp, and they were so fucking delicious, and I felt bad for eating them at the same time. I really want them more as a being, as a pet, as an ally. They're an alpha predator. And trusting myself to let it unfold, not trying to grab, grasp, take it all in, enjoying each experience one at a time. All right, so I'm going to enjoy this beautiful confluence of this typhoon. Last night we had a lunar eclipse, a full moon, and we never would have predicted